All right.
Who's going to start?
I will start. So, how long have you lived in St. Petersburg?
Practically for all my life. I live here in St. Petersburg, and also I live in suburbs.
Mm-hmm.
I change place of living, but generally all my life is going on here and around. I love this city.
Yes, you do.
Right.
And did you go to the university?
Yeah, I'm studying in the St. Petersburg State University, Faculty of Arts.
Okay.
Studied English language and culture.
Okay.
Somehow, that is my life, my profession.
What is your job? You're a student right now, but do you do anything else besides student, or?
Well, just now I finished my studies.
Okay.
And just now I work in tourism. I'm project manager in tourism.
Okay.
I'm working in incentive tourism, and I hope I know a lot of my city and have much to say.
I'm sure you do. Describe. So the Strelka is right there, obviously. Describe your relationship with the Strelka. What does it mean to you? What has it always meant to you?
As a former student,
Mm-hmm.
of course, that is a concentration of my student activities, because the main buildings of the university are there. We will practically living there at Strelka. As a citizen, as a city dweller, I would mention it like very interesting and displaced from historical side of view. So you already know that that was a former port of our city.
Mm-hmm.
It has another architectural design, but that was a very important place. The stronghold which protected Peter and Paul Fortress from that side and protected it from Sweden invasion.
Mm-hmm.
It was a great time. And of course it keeps some history. That is history which makes us being proud for our young from European side of view of city.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting. Do you have any personal stories about the space? Do you have any experiences that stick out to you when you think about the Strelka?
Say about stories. Well, that has some shade of romantic. I was dating to my boyfriend at Strelka. Our dates were starting from Strelka sometimes. That is quite a romantic place. Many weddings are coming to Strelka and have such little traditions like breaking glasses.
Yes,
of
I've seen it.
Yeah. And of course, that is a place. That is always a place which makes me feeling some sort of sometimes sort of melancholic feelings. Everything around the water, the usual cloudy weather of St. Petersburg brings sometimes romantic, sometimes sad ideas. So that is a place to think.
Mm-hmm. So do you still go there today ever? Do you ever find yourself going back there for nostalgic purposes?
Time to time, I do. I do come there, unfortunately not as much frequent as previously. It is quite busy place,
Mm-hmm.
and I cross it somehow, sometimes several times a day, by car or on foot, doing my job duties.
Do you know any more about the history of the location, and are there any of the so do you know any more about the history of the location besides you've already mentioned some of the early history of it?
I know about its history, some interesting facts that generally that was the place from which our city started developing and spreading to different sides. Vasilevsky, St. Basil Island, or Vasilevsky Ostrow, was developed by plan existing, and Peter the Great and his favorite architect Trzini were planning this island as a regular one. That island should have been started as a model of Amsterdam or Venice of some kind.
Yes.
It should be crossed by many channels, and Strelka was the central and core part of this island. Of course, it has a lot of buildings and constructions connected to history. You can see rostral columns,
yes,
which were constructed. By the way, do you know that rostral columns were never used as lighthouses?
They were never?
Never.
Huh.
Because that is river, that is not a shore of the sea. They were never used. That is just a decoration there.
They were always used as decorations?
Yeah. Nowadays there are lights during some celebrations, holidays, but rostral columns, well, we don't need any lighthouses on the river.
That's true. Huh.
And this place was used as a port, of course. That was an important part of transport system. You can see low embankments, which were used for uploading and unloading.
Unloading, yes.
Of course, you can see buildings of customs, previous customs houses, and stock exchange building, which was constructed much later by the Tamon. The ensemble of this place is one of the symbols, I think, of our city.
Yes.
And at some banknotes, Russian banknotes, you can see this.
Oh yes, I
this
think
view.
on one of the rubles, yes. Are there any specific historical events that are connected to the space, like any, I don't know, historical uprisings or historical speeches or anything like that you know of?
Well, I would say that mostly modern history is connected to this place because that is much close to center, and historical, I wouldn't say historical, but entertaining events are widely
held there?
Yes, happening there during all the May holidays. The celebration called Scarlet
Aliaparusa.
These places are in use. So there are concerts, there are meetings, there are greetings of celebrating of some city events. That is an important place, I would say. Its location is quite convenient for making any performances there. Have you seen some?
I have not, but we were hoping to catch one when we were here, but we haven't been able. We were not here during the Aliaparusa, and we were in Moscow, so.
Well, unfortunately.
Yes.
You can see that Strelka itself is not the single place, but that is a part of the ensemble around, and that is a part of water space which is before it. The best view on our city, of course, reopens from water surface, because all the guests which came to St. Petersburg initially, they came through the sea, through rivers, and all this beauty were constructed like being watched from the water.
Yes.
So, and the place of events is water space before Strelka.
Yes.
In Nevedel.
Over the course of your life, have you noticed any physical changes in the space? Does it look different than it used to look, or is it pretty much the same?
Well, to my memory, there were some good reconstructions, but general architectural ensemble stays the same, because that is these are historical buildings. They were reconstructed, of course, and that is very nice fact. The decorations with these trees, you can
Yes.
see, it was with novelty, I would say.
Okay, so those are pretty new. The trees are new.
Well, their design, I would say, and the gardening services are working much better than in 90s, I would say.
Okay. How do you personally feel about the renovations they're making around the city, like and like Letni Sad, for example? Do you think that they should do renovations and add new buildings, or do you think the city should stay the exact same as it always has? Or like the new Mariinsky Theater, for example.
You know, to me,
Yes.
this question has, this coin has two sides.
Yes.
And of course, I like that something is done in my city. I like the fact that buildings are reconstructed somehow. They preserved from being destroyed, and these are good ideas, of course. But the thing is, often reconstructions can damage even more than living the same. Talking about Letni Sad, summer garden. I was to Letni Sad after the reconstruction. It is beautiful, of course. It is clean and quite regular, quite nice place to visit, but that doesn't have an atmosphere of a garden for people, constructed for people. Just walk and watch all this beauty. You cannot sit on the lawn, you cannot relax. That is not that is a piece of history conserved. I like places which we can use in our life and enjoy all this beauty. If we're talking about stock exchange, it was also reconstructed, redecorated, and there was an idea, as I know, to remove the naval museum from that building and place their stock exchange as it used to be.
Yes.
As I know, this idea wasn't put in life finally.
Okay.
And I'm very glad with this, because any changes that bring new investments or new governmental organizations to all buildings can damage them.
Yes.
Definitely.
Well, I think the building itself, I think it needs renovations. I mean, it looks like it's falling apart a little bit, but on the outside, I mean, like if you look at the top of the building, it's kind of, the paint is fading and it looks like the statues are falling apart a little bit. But
Well, that is a good question to put before the organizations which are making this redecoration. Okay, I cannot comment it also.
Yes. Do you think it is easy to get around the city in general? Like, is the transportation system good? Do you think that it is convenient and easy to get to the Strelka itself?
Well, you probably mean the issue that bridges can cross your way home.
And the fact that when you're by the Strelka, there's so many cars that are passing. It's kind of difficult to walk to the Strelka sometimes.
Yes, I agree that was always a busy place to get through. But The thing is that we need new transport system, but not to be damaged in historical way. New transport system should lead the transport flow around the city, I think. For example, there are some new successful projects that were finished up. For example, the road which which surrounds the city were finally finished, and you can some heavy transport, some big transport flows can not even get into the city to get the points that they need.
Yes.
Talking about Strelka, I don't think there can be some innovations, though I heard about some projects describing tunnels beneath the water.
Tunnels, yes.
Tunnels. So I don't think in recent years it will be put in life, but that is a good idea. Why
yes,
not?
yes.
By the way, I've read recently that nowadays buses will be working at night.
Oh, okay.
That is a good news because our metro, as you know, is closed at midnight.
Yes, that makes things difficult. What do you think is unique about the Strelka? What are your favorite things about the Strelka?
I would say that I cannot remember such view in some other city in Russia or abroad. That is some very beautiful combination. The thing is that ensemble cannot be just repeated like this. Okay, Stock Exchange is very impressive building. I like it much, and I have some photo sessions in this. The thing is not some separate buildings, but impression in common, in total, can give you some emotion about this. We cannot tell about separate buildings in our city. Our city is a city of ensembles, and everything is connected to each other. Every building is connected to the next one.
Yes.
That is the main thing that I like about the city.
I like that too. It's a very beautiful city. All right, well, that's all the questions I have. Unless you have anything else you wanted to say about the Strelka, then I think we're done.
Yes, I would like to say that is a nice place to see anyway, because that is the heart of our city. And if you come to our city, you never miss this, and that will put our city into your heart. See this central part.
It has for me. It has for me. Well, thank you very much for the interview, and it's great talking to you about the Strelka.
Me either.